Yeah. Oh, we're recording. What's up, guys and girls of YouTube? It is me, Justin Omoe, here, hot, sweaty, just a normal day in Florida, here with the video for y'all. Today, I'm going to talk to y'all about recording your vocals in FL Studio. I'm going to show you how to hook up your microphone, adjust the volumes, as well as put it in FL Studio and record. That's all it is. I have videos on techniques and such, if so you'll see them in a link or something, playlist maybe. But yes, without further ado, let's go ahead and show you how to record your vocals. For this, we will need either an XLR microphone, a USB microphone such as this Samsung G-Track, as well as the version of FL Studio 12 or 11 or 10, just as long as it supports recording. Now listen to me, Fruity Edition for FL Studio will not support recording. So if you only have $100, you can't afford $200 for the Producer Edition, go ahead, buy Fruity Edition, make beats and sell, hustle up, guys and girls, make the money and then update. For the XLR, you will need an XLR cable as well as an audio interface such as this one over here. This one is a Focusrite Scarlett 2i4. Of course, you could buy any other audio interface as long as it supports phantom power. This one has 48 volts of phantom power. Some have more, some have less. But yes, if you have at least 48 volts of phantom power, you'll be good to go. First up, XLR. We're going to go ahead, take the connection, the male. Notice it's a male because it has a little, prong. And put it inside of the holes. Just, carefully. Be gentle. Not too rough. Okay. Good. Halfway there. Now we take the other side, which is the female, and put it inside of the male. Why does the male, prongs have to be on the bottom? I don't know. Listen for the click. There you go. Now we'll have to plug in the audio interface. So I'm going to go ahead and put this there. Make sure the cables are, nice and neat. It's not rolled up. Make sure it's separated. That way you'll get a better signal flow. So I just plugged in my headphones. Now we're going to plug in the USB. Alright, and last but not least, we'll press that little button here that says 48 volts. I pressed it. You'll know if the 48 volt switch is on if you get a signal as well as a little red dot that says 48 volts. So yes, now that we got the XLR microphone connected, it is time to go into the program and show you how to achieve this and get it recorded. Alright guys, first thing we'll have to do is set up the right sound driver for us to use. Right now, if we look at the mixer and we go into the in slot, we will notice that there's no, way to select it, and the output says primary sound driver only. That means that you do not have an ASIO driver selected. So we have to go to options, audio settings, and bam, device. This is where we have to go. Right now it is set on primary sound driver, but we have to go to ASIO devices. We can use ASIO for all V2, FL Studio ASIO, or your actual, hardware. For me, I have the Focusrite USB 2.0 audio driver, so I will, be able to select this and use it for my vocals. Notice it says, inputs now. And I can select this and bam, you can see my signal. But I'm not going to select that because I'm going to go into ASIO for all. If you do not have a Focusrite audio or any driver in here, but you do have FL Studio ASIO or ASIO for all V2, you could go ahead and select one of the two. FL Studio ASIO will give you this panel here. It'll let you check your input and look at that. Mine, the Scarlett 2i4 is here, and the output, bam, the same thing, Scarlett 2i4. My Realtek digital output, this is actually the audio card that is inside of my computer. It's something that came with the computer. It's built into the motherboard. You could always, of course, use this as your input and output, but then you'll have to plug the microphone straight into the computer. And trust me, it's not good, and it doesn't have the right input output. So yeah, I'm going to choose my hardware again. Okay, hard clip output to 0. Yes, definitely. And yep, just like that, we'll have in 1, in 2 again. And look at that, my audio is in there. But for me, it's a little bit latency, so I'm going to go ahead and switch it back. Let's go to ASIO for all V2. If you are using ASIO, you'll have to go into here, and you might not see this. You only see little check marks. You'll first, click on the right one. For me, Scarlett 2i4. Again, my audio interface, I would click that. If you want to go more into depth, you could click the wrench. You could even turn on, sound drivers in your other hardware. But for me, I'm not going to use my other stuff. But if you do want to, you could click there and then click on the input or output to select those and have them in the list. For me, I have the output and the input here. So look at it, input here, output here. Good. You might notice right here it says sample rate. And depending on what you are using, like what type of device you're using and its capabilities, you could switch it up. I could possibly use 9,600 or 96,000 sample rates. That'll just capture more points and make it all clean. See, being that it says 44.1 through 96 kilohertz at 24 bits. But I'm not going to use that because some sounds in here, they probably do not fit the same thing, and it just might cause some troubles. Either way, 44.1 kilohertz is ideal when it comes to recording. As long as you have that, you will be able to emulate the like how my voice sounds right now. I'm recording in the little recorder on top of my camera, but yeah, that's about it for the device settings. I'm going to leave it on ASIO since it's still good to use. I could click here in my input. First things first. Now that I have my ASIO driver selected, I can now go to any insert. So for this example, I'm going to insert 3, hit rename, and name this MIC, mic. You can even give it the icon, icon, if you click here and look for the microphone icon. Oh, here we go. Microphone, bam. Now it has a little image right here. Now we go into input and we can select the input we want. Because we are using one microphone, we are going to use mono. And because the port is in the first slot, not the second one, it's in the left side, I'm going to use USB 1. If I use ASIO stereo, let me see, it might capture the left side and not capture the right side because the left side will be USB 1 and the right side will be USB 2. Well, the left slot and right slot. So I'm going to click this. And let's see if it gives me a actual stereo. So, yes, as you can see, only one side of my vocals are being captured here, not the second side. So what we'll have to do is actually go into Scarlett, the input, and go into mono 1. Mono will be basically the left and the right put together. This will not make any stereo, but it will have them on both sides. It'll create the, in the middle effect, basically. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and bam. As you can see, it has both of the sounds in, and this is what we have to have. We have to have them on both sides so it records perfectly. All right, almost done. All we have to do is click the little button here that says arm to record, arm this recording. And we could actually right click to set the records to somewhere else. Say you want to put it in a hard drive or something. For me, I'm going to leave it on my computer because I don't need to move them into a hard drive. And once we save this file as a .zip, the vocals will go along with it. All right, now that you have your input selected, you have your arm to record on, you could have the option to actually turn off the audio by clicking here. Bam. And right now I'm on the capture, the little camera mic. You could actually, record your vocals without hearing it in the headphones. But for this example, I'm going to put it back on so I can hear myself, even though I don't have to, but it's in the computer and I'm recording in the computer too, just to get the nice, voice. So yeah, once we have the microphone, What is ideal is that we select the right volume and capturing and position that we want. Right here is good for me because it is around -6 decibels. Boom. And, it barely hits. It doesn't go past 0 there. It's comfortable for me in my, position and such. So what I'm going to do now is actually record inside of the playlist. So what we're going to do is click here. You will probably get a box if it's your first time, and it'll say, oh, what do you want to record? Automation, vocals, clips, notes, everything. And basically, put everything if you want. But what we're doing is clicking audio. If you don't have that, you'll have to right click this and make sure that audio is checked. You can uncheck other ones just in case, but I leave them all on because, I'm not gonna play and sing at the same time, but if I do, it'll capture them. Okay, now we're good. We could go into the playlist anywhere that we want and actually hit the space bar to begin recording. So I'm gonna just, say some freestyle or stupid record something, and yeah, here we go. Click, it's on. You could put on the metronome. Actually, let me do this before. You could switch the sounds of the metronome. I like the beep, 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 beep. And you could toggle the volume if you set, let me go back here. If you set the, wait, did I pass it? Yeah. You set the preview mixer track to 1, it'll go to insert 1. So when I play, watch this. I'm going to right click here. When I play, you'll see the beeps. And I could lower it down. This way, when it's low, we can both hear it, and it will not record into the microphone if it's, loud and such. So yes, finally, I'm going to record with the metronome on and lowered down, and yeah. I'm going to go, let's say, bar 9 or measure 9. Ready? Here goes nothing. Yo. Yeah. I got money, no I don't. I am so damn broke. I just wanna choke on the water and die. No, I am lying. I do not know, but I'm replying to these messages about this girl that I like for 100 years. And oh my gosh, she is so dear, like Bambi. You already know I am Thumper the Bunny. Yeah, everything that I say sounds funny. Yeah, got a funny bone broken. Yap, yap, yap. Yeah, got a funny bone broken. Yap, yap, yap. It's just a way that I rhyme. F that blah 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 blah. Hey, I am Optimus Prime. Hit me when I got the prime ribs. Yep, hit you in the prime ribs. Yep, shooting like Samus in Metroid Prime for the GameCube. Do it every time. Blah 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 blah. I'ma stop now. 1, 2, bam. Okay, that was very time consuming, but look at it. The vocal is here, and we are free to double click it, put it into the track. We could click track, bam, and it's in the track. And then, we could put effects on it. Say we want the compressor, fruity limiter, bam, it's here and such. We could press R to turn off the recording, or if you have the keyboard, just click that. And here it is. We could put it in the, press play now. Yeah, I got money, no I don't. I am so damn broke. I just wanna choke on the water and die. No, I am lying. I do not know, but I'm replying to these messages about this girl that I like for. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Of course, you could record over the same spot. So let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, I got money, no I don't. I am so damn broke. I just wanna choke on the water and die. No, okay, done. As you see, it is not here. That's because it went to the nearest spot where it could fill up. So be wary of that. And yeah, it's right here. Quick tip: if you want to mute vocals, be like, I don't know, I might like this, but I don't want to, I want to record over. But yeah, you can hold the right Alt button and left click, bam, and it's muted. Do it again, bam. Notice it's not playing. And yep, Um, anything else I could say? You could stretch the vocals by clicking the stretch and stretching it. You could, of course, shift the vocals, moving it here and there. You could hold Alt while you're clicking if you have the snap on, and then it'll unsnap. Control Z is undo. Control Alt Z is to double undo. Make sure you don't Control Z undo and then delete the clip, and then the record button is turned off, and then you have to record again, but you don't because you accidentally pressed play and you thought you were recording, and then you record the whole song in one take, like Jay-Z or something, and then you figure out you're not recording, and yeah, you end up being sad. So make sure you remember that you have both the arm to record button and the record button up here set and ready to go. Look where you want to record in the list and you'll be good. That is how you do it with the XLR mic. Now let's get into the USB. Alright, now that we got the XLR in check and you know how to record it, it's time to move to the USB. So we're going to go ahead and unplug this. Oh wait, don't forget to turn off your 48 volt switch. Let it ride for a little bit. Let it go. Just wait for the electricity to stop flowing. Good. Now unplug the cable and make sure you roll this cable up nice and neatly. I actually have to make a video for that just so you don't get kicked out or fired if you're intern at a studio. And let's go ahead and unplug the audio interface because we're not going to use it with the USB microphone. The USB microphone, it is powered through the USB port. So now that we have our USB 2.0 cable, it is time to go ahead and put it inside of the female slot. This is how it should be. The male side and the female side. Gentle, slowly. You might have to wiggle it a little bit. Probably some spit. Actually, don't use spit. It's not, it's not healthy and stuff. Don't put it in the wrong way too. I just had to flip it over because I'm not experienced that much with it anymore. Wiggle, wiggle. Alright, good. You'll hear the snap and you'll be good to go. Because this microphone has its own little audio interface inside of the microphone, I'm going to show you how to do it with both this and through the computer, just in case you do not have an audio interface inside of your microphone. Say you got something like the Blue Snowball or the Samson CO1U, CO3U, CO1U Pro, etc. So, this is how we'll do it. Okay, we are now in the computer again, but this time we have the USB inserted and we do not have the Focusrite 2.0 installed. Let me go ahead and click this and you'll see it says, see that? Not enough ASIO output channels. That's because it's not even plugged in. See, it says disabled. So yes, but notice we do have speaker 3 USB audio codec. You might not have it, but because I have a microphone that has a audio input and output especially, I could click it. If you do not have this, of course, we have to go into ASIO for all. Of course, if you have to record, we have to go into ASIO either way. So don't even waste your time clicking that. ASIO for all. Bam. And now you can hear me in the, computer. But the thing is, let's click this. If you have a USB microphone, something that is unique to this one is that it has its own output. See, it says out, but you might have only input. So we are going to actually go into the computer to select our input to be the computer instead of the microphone, because I don't have, output in the microphone, or you don't have an output in the microphone. So yes, let's go ahead and click put on. Let's turn off which one? We need the front output. So this way, I gotta wait for it. Okay, cool. And I'll turn off the. That way I could, legitly plug my headphones into the computer. Bam. And I am able to listen to myself. Cool. Let me see some. Yeah. Okay. It's a little messy because my headphone jack is jacking up. But yes, this is what you'll have to do. You'll have to put the right output. For me, it was the front output. I'm using the front headphone output in my computer, and I'm using only the input in my microphone. Cool. Go ahead and click close. Great. Now let's say your microphone sounds low. For me, because I have again the onboard audio interface that's connected into my microphone, I could take the microphone knob and put it all the way. Ooh, my bad. I could put it all the way up. Ba 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 ba. Or I could, fix it at a right level. But let's say you don't have that. Let's say I'm gonna lower it down to like 75, or yeah, like I'm comfortable. Test, tap. Good. I'm at this level. Let's say you do not have that. What you'll have to do is actually go into the audio driver. One more time. Let me just lower this down. I don't know why, but it just went high. Okay, so yeah, like I'm saying, go to the headphones right here, but right click it, go to recording devices. All right. And this box will pop up. What we have to do is locate our microphone. For me, it is this one, 3 USB audio codec. Right click, properties for this, then go to the levels tab and fix it accordingly. Notice when I take this down here, bam, and I'll hit OK, the audio will be a little bit lower. For me, in this case, I can't do that because, yeah, the microphone is in a different, it got the onboard piece. So I guess it's not letting me do it. Okay, it's not working for me, but it will work for you if you do have the right, microphone selected and such. One thing to do not do is that if you are recording at this, a high level, you do not use this volume fader to adjust the level. Because even if I'm at this level and I lower it down, it'll still have that, same consistency. For example, I'm going to put the microphone all the way up. All right. Notice how I'm going to sound. Lower down your headphones, if anything. All right, so listen to me how I sound right now. If I lower down the microphone, it's still going to give me that same output. Notice how you see the squares here? It's not going to help anything. So make sure that you lower down the microphone through the actual sound properties, recording devices. Then, the same thing I just showed you. Go to levels, lower it down, hit OK, and bam, it will work. But for me, it's not going to work like I just said. I actually have to lower it down on my own microphone. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Lower it down, bam, and then put it up. Notice how my vocals is now more peak rather than squares. So do take that in mind. And yep, the same thing will go on with the whole recording process. We make sure it's armed to record. Hit the record button, come here, and press play. Yo, Candy, who I be? You already know the damn story with a damn phony. Hit you with the damn 4 knee. I'ma hit you in the forehead with a forehead flick of my wrist. Yeah, look at the flick of the wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist. Yeah. Okay. And notice the vocals is here and it's recorded just like how we did with the XLR microphone. And that's about it. That's the same thing with the USB microphone. And yeah. All right, guys and girls, that is how you record in FL Studio with both the XLR and the USB microphones. If you still don't understand how to do it, don't worry. Press, that little dot down there in that video. Just take it, click it, go all the way to the start, and play it again. But honestly, if you really are getting trouble or problems, leave a comment in the description below and I will help you out. As well as, some other people, if they went through the issue and figured it out, they will answer your question too. Be sure to hit the like button if this video helped you. Show your friends if they're starting to become a rapper too, create a rap group. It's all cool, you know what I'm saying? Along with your comment, if you have a suggestion, leave it in the video below in the comment section as well. Lastly, I make videos every single Saturday, so if you are interested in artistry and into like developing yourself, be sure to subscribe to my channel because I'm gonna teach y'all how to be the best when it comes to your music. Yeah, my name is Justin Omoe, and as always,
Yo, it's a man with a plan to change the world in his hands, and you can tell by the stance, and his name's Omoe. If the truth was a drop of water, then it's calling out tsunamis and sticking y'all up like it's Katamaris. The way I'm drowning in truth, you would think he's from Atlantis, but he's really born from the planet Neptune. About to drop the realest ish that'll make a bad flip out your seat and tell your friends to get in tune.
yeah, something like that. You might have heard it. I fell in your love. Yeah, there you go. Let me play one more time.